Jack Tomczak.
I would recommend getting Up and Adams' podcast from yesterday morning where we talked to Mark Stein, too.
But I asked
just to
more,
see if he said different things to you than he did to us.
Well, or if you ask more intelligent questions than me, then you can harass me.
I just poked fun at him being from Canada.
All right,
with a British accent.
We've got a cut. That is funny, isn't it?
So bizarre.
It's strange.
Yeah.
It's okay, though. I think we got a caller or two out there. So from Bradford, Jerry on line 2. Welcome to the Dave Thompson Show. You're on with Dave, Jack, and Ben.
Hey, guys. Hey, I got a question about the McFadden ad. I mean, if what Franken is saying is that McFadden's so bad for what he did, then we're not saying he did, but if he did, why wasn't this something that he should have been taking care of for the last 6 years while he was in the Senate, trying to minimize what's going on and then maybe change the laws or whatever, but it sounds like he's late to the dance. And
to reiterate the question in case the listeners, because we had a hard time hearing it as well, if what Mike McFadden did or didn't do is so bad, why didn't Al Franken make that illegal in the last 6 years? Is that the question? Is that what you got?
Yes.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Well, and I have raised that as well. I find it fascinating that a United States Senator is running his campaign on, I can't believe that my opponent took advantage of the laws that are in place that I could introduce a bill to change.
Right.
It's just ridiculous.
That should be an ad on McFadden's side and say, I guess if I'm that bad, we've been doing this for years. Why aren't you doing something about it?
Well, I think part of the reason might be that Al Franken is an investor in Mike McFadden's company, and if things are going well, why upset the apple cart?
Isn't that precious? That's just beautiful. All right, thank you for the phone call. I appreciate that. On line 4 in Duluth, if you're still with us, Rick, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to say that I'm with the other caller. I'm going to donate my next $30 to his campaign as well. And I wanted to say that I don't think that's a negative Dayton ad. I think that's a positive Minnesota ad. And it's about Minnesota. It's about the people. It's not about the...
All right, so, referring back to the Jeff Johnson commercial, and I think that's right.
Well, and at the debate, Governor Dayton looked at Jeff Johnson and said, this what we have here from Commissioner Johnson is just denigrate Minnesota, and I'm sick of it. And Jeff Johnson went, I'm not denigrating Minnesota, I'm denigrating where you're taking this state. Yeah. And so that's what it is. It's that we can do better than this.
And we have fallen into the trap of referring to something that isn't glowing as a negative ad. Being truthful isn't negative.
Right.
It's being truthful.
I agree with that, but I will tell you that having run a campaign in this state, now admittedly an endorsing battle is entirely different than a general election campaign, but there is a certain sense right now of we don't like negative campaigning, but the fact is negative ads work.
Yep. If we didn't like negative campaigning, why is that Bermuda ad against Mike McFadden still running? Because it's working.
Yeah. The thing that we talked about the last couple days on our show is that we need, on our side, something like the Alliance for a Better Minnesota that allows our candidates to say nicey nice, but this third-party group can be the attack dog. They have that on their side. We don't have that on our side.
And I alluded to that with Jeff. I asked him if the people were coming around him and giving money and Republicans were starting to get together. He said yes, but I want to see these independent expenditure groups belly up to the bar because you're exactly right. It's always better to have the shots taken, not from this ad brought to you by the Johnson for Governor Committee, but this ad brought to you by fill in the blank.
Yeah, and we offered, if people want to have that kind of group, I said drop a bag of cash off at my house.
There you go.
There's no reporting. Ben and I will whip some ads up.
No maximum contribution limit.
Just drop it off.
Yep. We'll have some attack ads that'll just take the hide right off of the governor.
We'll take my percentage, of course.
Well, naturally.
No, but seriously, we need a group like the Alliance for Better Minnesota on our side. They have proven on the left how well that works, and we need to copy them because they're winning right now.
Dave Thompson here along with Ben Cruzy and Jack Tomczak of Up and Adam. 6 to 9 every day on AM 1130.
Yep, that's right. And we wanted to thank Eric. He's from Central Media Services. He's been live streaming a video stream of your entire show here tonight.
Here.
I wish I had picked my nose less if I'd known that.
Yeah, that would have been nice, and I wish I'd have combed my hair.
Yeah, tough to do with you.
I know.
Tough to do.
It's very quick task.
CentralMediaServices.com.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so can McFadden and or Johnson win?
Yes.
Can they make the deficit up?
Yes, it's going to be tough, of course. A lot depends on the money they can bring in and spend. It's not just raising it, it's turning around and spending it between now and Election Day. And it's whether or not the people start paying attention and wake up. And, of course, the wild card that's never on our side, so guess how wild is it, is the local media.
Yes.
If they decide to report Dayton and Franken accurately, our guys win.
And we are getting to a point with these debates where we are going to get the statewide coverage late in the election. And from what I've seen out of Governor Dayton, after 2 debates, he's kind of at his limit. I'm worried that he's going to get actually angry at some point during one of these debates.
I hope he does.
Mm-hmm. I'm worried about his health. I may be the only one, though, of course.
I'm sure you are.
Uh-huh.
You just had to get that in, didn't you?
Genuine concern.
Yeah, had to make me feel uncomfortable.
He's not well.
I'll
say it.
Your mere presence makes me feel uncomfortable.
I get that a lot.
Have I ever
Usually
told you
from
that?
women.
Well,
Yeah.
I think it can happen to most any of us.
I'm glad I'm crossing gender lines with that.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice. All right, what do you guys got going on the show tomorrow morning?
We're going to talk about a lot has been made of the increases in premium in Minsure in this state, but for small businesses, it's gone way further up than for the individual.
Hear, hear.
Also, an Ebola update, and we're going to talk to Aaron Rupar with the City Pages News to find out what the hip people are thinking about.
That sounds good.
Yeah, and
you
then-
guys aren't hip.
No.
You should see me try to dance. It's bad.
I don't want to see that.
I'm going to listen to your show and pick all the good parts out and repeat it tomorrow as if I came up with it on my own.
I appreciate that.
But next week, we've got a bit of an expose on Lori Swanson, our sitting Attorney General.
I'll be listening. You are listening to the Dave Thompson Show on Twin Cities News Talk, AM 1130, TwinCitiesNewsTalk.com. Joe Pags, Glenn Beck up next. Tune in tomorrow morning at 6. Jack and Ben up and Adam. I'll be back here tomorrow at 5.
Thanks, Dave.
Thanks, Dave.